Hi boys and girls, today I'm going to be reading you a story, Curious George Goes Fishing. Let's see how much fun he has. Illustration by H.A. Ray. This is George. He is a good little monkey and always very curious. One day George was playing with a string when he saw something funny. He saw a long string on a long stick being carried by a big man. What could the man be doing with a string on a stick? George was curious. This is George playing outside, and then all of a sudden, this is when he sees the man walking with the big stick. The man was on his way to the lake, and soon George was on his way to the lake too. George watched the man put a hook on the end of the string and a piece of food on that hook. Then the man lowered the string into the water and waited. Boys and girls, what do you think the man was doing? He was going fishing. When the man pulled the string out of the water, there was a big fish on the hook. What fun it must be to fish! George wanted to fish too. He had a string. All he needed was a stick, and he knew just where to get one. George ran home as fast as he could. A mop would make a good stick. George tied his string to the mop. Now he was all set to fish. Or was he? What do you think he was missing to add to the mop? Let's find out. Not yet. George had to have a hook, and on the hook something that fish like to eat. Fish would like cake, and George knew where to find some, and that's where he found some. But where could he get a hook? Why, there was a hook on the wall. It would have to come out. He went to the wall to get a hook. So there he was on his way. With the hook on the string and the string on the stick and the cake in a box in his hand, George went back to the lake. He put some cake on the hook and lowered the string into the water. Now he had to wait. Would he catch anything on the end of his string? George was curious. Boys and girls, do you think he was going to be able to catch any fish? Let's find out. The fish were curious too. All kinds of fish came to look at the string. Big fish and little fish, red fish and yellow fish and blue fish. One of them was near the hook. The cake was just what he wanted. See all the little fish flying near him? George waited. The string shook. Maybe he's going to get to catch a fish. Let's find out. But when George pulled the string up, there was no fish on the hook, and there was no cake on the hook either. The fish just took the cake and swam away. He looked so surprised. Well, if George could not get the fish could not get the cake. George would eat it. The cake was just what he wanted to. He would find another way to fish. George looked into the water. A big red fish with a long tail was so near. Could he reach it? Boys and girls, look at the picture. Do you think he'll be able to catch that fish? Let's find out. Could he catch a fish without a string? George got down as low as he could and put out his hand. What do you think happened? That's right, he fell. Splash! Into the lake he went. The water was cold and wet. George was cold and wet too. There was no fun at all. He thought he was able to catch it, but he couldn't. Then he fell inside. When George got out of the water, his friend Bill was there with his kite. "My, you are wet," Bill said. "I saw you fall in, so I came to help you get out." That was very nice of him. "Too bad you did not get a fish, but it is good the fish did not get you. Maybe now you can help me fly my kite." George was happy to help. Do you see his friend and the kite? Let's see what happens next, boys and girls. It was a windy day, and soon George was dry, and the kite was flying high. He watched it go up and up and up. What fun it was to fly a kite. You see how it was flying up? It would have been fun to catch a fish on the end of a string, thought George, but flying a kite on the end of a string was even better. The end. Until next time, boys and girls, bye.